Let's go. I was born to kill it. I was meant to win. I am down and willing, so I will find a way. It took a minute, now it didn't happen right away. When it get hot in the kitchen, you decide to stay. That's how it winners made. Stick a fork in the hater on my dinner plate.
Well, I think the Mundial du Tatuage represent the biggest manifestation about tattoos in all the domains that they have in tattoos, even Japanese, realistic, blackboard, traditional, and all the manifestation of the tattoos. That's an event like a huge and worldwide.
Oh, it's very, I mean, it's very smooth running, isn't it? It seems to be like a very relaxed atmosphere, and looks like people are getting tattooed as well, which is great. Yeah. We've had fun judging. We've seen some great tattoos, and yeah, time flies when you're having fun.
Tough job, but somebody got to do it, right?
Yeah.
Especially with the people I'm working next to, very humbling. You know, it's watched them my whole career, and you know, inspired me my whole career, and be in a booth next to them and watch, you know, the whole weekend is amazing. You know, not to mention like the entire convention itself, the experience of that, you know, encapsulated in this area. You know, it's electric. It's a great feeling. You know, so there's a great mood to the whole convention. You know, very creative, and everyone's tattooing is very friendly. You know, and this convention is a good example of that. You know, so
it makes the convention, on a personal level, so much more enjoyable.
Yeah.
You know, it's just
friendship.
It's not like working, eh?
No.
It's not like working. It's like hanging out.
Yeah.
It's like hanging out, getting to do some work, as opposed to working and getting to hang out.
100%. Yeah. I mean, if like even that, like we do a lot of conventions together, guest spots and something. Maybe if he starts coming to Portugal a bit more. No, you know, it is 100%. Like that's why we do conventions, right?
I think a great feeling I have, if feeling talking about, I love this convention. All the setting or venue was, I think that's great. Yes, and hope this will continue, and great tattooers, so happy to be here every year.
Yeah, I love it. Like Paris, for me is kind of a mecca, you know. So it's like a kind of saint area which everybody have to visit like once in a year to join the common vibe, you know.
Super busy, but it's fine. Selling a lot of prints, meeting people. I think that's the main thing, just meeting people and networking and just hanging out. I think that's super necessary, you know. And tattooing helps, of course, but I think more if I come all the way over here, I want to meet new friends, meet new people, just, you know, you be around artists. I think that's very necessary.
How you judge the piece? What do you think is more important now when you are on the judge?
I think we all look for like slightly different stuff, which is good. So it's, you know, we don't miss out on what makes a good tattoo. But me personally, I like positioning, composition, you know, contrast of colors or black and gray work. I mean,
I'll tell you what, for me being up there judging, I feel like I learn a lot. You know, fucking these guys tell me, you know, stories about what the Japanese stuff means and stuff that I didn't know after 45 years of doing it. So it's a real good experience for me to be up there with these fucking learned individuals.
absolutely. I mean, you never stop learning in this business,
right?
For sure.
If you do, you're done, man.
Yeah.
No, I come every year.
Every year from the first edition?
From the Mondial, yeah. Wow. Yeah. So I love it here. It's so amazing. Such a great mix of artists. It's really inspiring place to be around. Yeah, I love it. Yeah.
I mean, there was like lots of conventions, like assistant to Paris, you know. The first one was like, there was in Bataclan, I guess. Yeah, that was like the first like Tintin, like the convention '99. After was like year after like 2000, and yeah, it was like all Mundial of Tatuage, you know. I was like tattooing him for like I said, like '99. It's one of my favorite always, you know. It's like, you know, Tintin make amazing job, you know. All the convention and CIST before was so cool, you know. Of course, yeah.
Guarda, io sono una decina d'anni che la faccio. Per me l'organizzazione è sempre stata al top. Non solo perché c'è dietro Tintin, ma perché è veramente organizzata bene in tutto e per tutto.
在这几天来，我认为这个会场给我带来就是说，它是专业，它不是一个很生意、很 business 的一个 convention， 它是一个会照顾纹身师的一个纹身展。很多事情他会去考虑到说，进来的客人跟纹身师的一个不同的角度，他会去思考。我觉得这个场是非常棒的。你看他的舞台是非常的专业，而且每一个细节他都照顾到的很好。然后这个环境又很大，然后你看进来的人的水准都是很高。来这里的纹身师的水准是来自世界各地，那水准也都是非常的高。It's many high quality. So that's why I like.
I came here because it's the best show in the world. Best convention, best people. Tintin and Esther are good friends. I've been doing this show for a long time.
You was here since the first one?
No. No, it's been a few years though. I did an art exhibition here one year. I did the poster one year. And they're good friends. Everybody, they're all friends. Yeah.
I wasn't the first. Yeah.
So
I never stopped. Yeah, I did the first poster. This is the original one. Is Tintin hat.
Okay.
You know, because I love this guy.
You made it?
Tintin introduced me into the real tattoos. 25 years ago. I love this guy for forever.
It's always great. It's always enjoyable. Just to be here in Paris, of course. It's always fun.
How is the feeling to stay here, making picture with the top of the artists in the world?
It's a fucking great privilege. Just Tintin offered me this opportunity, and I'm keeping meeting people, even top of the artists in the world, but also random people coming through that never been shooted. So it's just meeting people and new people and from all over the world. That's really cool.
Però a livello qualitativo, secondo me, a prescindere dai nomi, è sempre stata, secondo me, una delle più grandi convention al mondo, se non la migliore a mio modo di vedere.
Wake up every morning with drive. Been on the grind, know I had to survive. We had to win. Started from the dirt and the rubble. I had to be the needle that was popping your bubble, letting the air out. Walking with a clear route. How we gon' rise today? I'm making mine today. Go make yours. Double back and flip the proceeds. Last year on the corner sipping OE. Had to get off the block. Best friend smoking rock. Best man called the cops.
How is the Year of the Dragon?
It's going good. I think the Year of the Dragon is it finally happened because it's only every 12 years. So now I've got a really big, I guess, kind of project, that I'm working on, but it won't come out till 2025. But it takes a year, to work on it. And once the year's over, then I'll put it out there, and but it's pretty exciting. And then of course, there's a lot of things that are happening this year, for Year of Dragon. There's seminars, and there's videos, and there's books, and there's all sorts of stuff coming out. So this is the year. After this year's over, I'm not gonna do anything for another 12 years, So it's gonna be nice to relax for a while.
I want to ask you one thing. So how you mix your style with your style? I don't know if you did a lot of collaboration, but I saw some of them. How you mix the two styles together?
That is a good question.
Yeah, that is a good question. Yeah. I think it's kind of evolved over time, right? Like the first first collaboration we did, we're just working it out. We're just learning how each other work, the vision, the approach, and then as more time's gone on and we've collected kind of more clients.
I would even say that not only it's not just the tattooing. We've been tattooing together for a few years now, but the fact that we became friends and get to know each other better and better, and our relationship developed, also did our work or a voice as one entity. made by two people, right? So, and like in any character, in any person, your best piece is not always the last one you've done. I would say even between us, it's not really about the last piece we've done, but like I said, the voice that we've been developing is evolving as a character itself. That's how.
Yeah.
That's what I aim for, and we aim for, right?
Yep. Io personalmente non mi sono mai imposto di fare uno stile, ma è stata una via naturale, un po' più urbana, quindi comunque è normale che il mio stile si sia avvicinato subito al tradizionale. Negli anni 90 facevi di tutto se volevi lavorare, delfini, soli, lune, che comunque non disdegno perché io sono un tatuatore, per cui quello che mi chiedono io faccio. Però fortunatamente per il 90% delle volte il cliente mi chiede cosa faccio. Ho visto cambiare il tradizionale sicuramente perché è più raffinato, cioè con la didattica che c'è, con i mezzi che ci sono, ovviamente un ragazzo inizia oggi a tatuare e tatua in un anno come io tatuavo magari prima, ho raggiunto in 10 anni, ecco, quel livello qualitativo. Questo è abbastanza normale.
So you started to making the dragon workshop, how to drawing a dragon, because of the Year of the Dragon, or because you already want to make it?
I started that about, it was last year, and I've been doing it now for 32 years. And now I feel I'm at a place where I could now help somebody else. I could teach them. I could give something back, you know, through all these years that I've had. Because it's not about taking only from this. You know, you have to get what you get and then try and give it back in some way. You know, I don't have to teach anything. I don't got to do anything. I could just work and be fine. But it's something that's in me that feels that it's nice to do that. It's nice to give back. It's nice to help somebody else. Only get better. You know, they're only going to get better. They can't get worse. You know, at least I hope not. But they have to get better. So that's the plan.
Tell me something about you.
What? What do you want to know?
No, I want to know why you have such a big stand full of arts, merchandising. I'm following this fucking modeling since years when you did it. I love it.
The tattoo, yeah. Basically, this booth is represent the culture of tattoo, and now we try to. We start this brand in 2017 in this show. It was the first time. So my intention it was to make a brand that represent the culture of tattoo, because my background is like animation movies. You know, this is the reason that we need a booth is coming with the Orimono tattoos. But Orimono tattoos is the big represent about the tattoo world, the commitment that we have into the tattoo. The people they have this kind of tattoo, we know that it's serious tattoos. This is basically what we represent here. And yeah, it was my idea for the time.
And this is the same reason why you are starting this kind of style in the tattoo, like Japanese or something?
Yeah, well, I tattooed for the last 25 years and I experiment a different kind of wave into the tattoo. But to be honest, when you start to doing biggest tattoos, you start to follow and follow down into the culture of the Japanese, because it's the advanced tattoos in the world. When we saw tattoos from this world for 200 years ago, all that they have in the body, they look similar exactly, and the people look like wearing something without. It's the only style that can do that. When you improve the tattoos, you must be following that way. Even if you're doing black work, you're gonna be in that way too, whatever, you know. This is the reason basically I started doing Japanese. Maybe like for the last 50 years.
Here is the piece of best of black and gray.
No, best of medium tattoo.
Medium
not the best, third place.
Third place, okay.
Yeah. We actually started this project at the last Paris convention. Yeah, we also worked like 3 days in a row, and then it took, I think, 3 more sessions to just finish this part. And then, yeah, I did just some connection to his old tattoos, which are not from me.
You did also the background?
Yeah, the background, because first we like make a gray fadings, but it was too empty, and yeah, then at one point I have an idea if I can combine it with like a pattern, but not in a like ornamental style, more. Yeah, and I did for him like the 4-leaf clover for good luck, because he's a good friend of mine and he needs sometimes to be more lucky.
Why you decide to make this kind of tattoos and concentrate part of your career on that kind of tattoos?
Yeah, so I've been tattooing 30 years and I've done it since the very early days of my career. It's such a rewarding thing to be able to do, to give somebody back their confidence when they've kept a part of their body hidden for so long. For a lot of my clients, they may have been burnt when they were a child, they've kept their bodies hidden. Some of them have never even been in a relationship because they feel so ashamed with their body. So to give them the freedom and the confidence to not just to accept their body, but to actually really start to love it. It's amazing, it's so rewarding, it's such a beautiful journey to share with people. So yeah, I'd say more than 90% of my work is that right now. It's amazing.
No, bueno, en realidad mi inspiración siempre busco en la fotografía en blanco y negro. También busco inspiración en el 3D, porque me gusta que mis tatuajes tengan una iluminación bien tridimensional, ¿no? Y que tengan todo ese volumen y todo ese contraste que me gusta. Pero sí, siempre estoy buscando cosas orgánicas, con cosas tal vez bien mecánicas o tal vez cosas bien gráficas, para generar un contraste y que sean bien dinámicos en la piel también.
I just know now that your banner is not a banner, it's a painting.
His original canvas, yeah. It was an offer from Angel's Tattoo for his new studio in Chicago. Yeah, and we actually ran out of all the deadlines, so I had no time to prepare my own banner, and we agree with him that I can use the painting as a banner on the convention.
I love it. It's a collaboration with
Ivan Fansta, right.
We're trying to cultivate is it's kind of like a language. So instead of having like, you know, two people where it's two different styles that are merging, like eventually what we want to do is create a kind of, a language between us, which has its own look. Do you know what I mean? So there won't be a distinction between, this bit's Gordo, this bit's mine. It will just be one piece and they merge together.
We're calling
harmoniously.
It Hanu letters. The idea of creating one voice is canceling. I'm not worried on, I want people to know that my style is there. I don't want my style there. He doesn't want to. We want both create one style.
Yeah.
And that's our goal, to cancel and create a new one when it comes to the ego.
I can't take no loss, I don't even know what it costs, I hit the ground then it go off, yeah, hit the ground then it go off, yeah, I can't take no loss, I don't even know what it costs, yeah, I hit the ground then it go off, yeah, hit the ground then it go off, yeah, run it, ooh, I really feel it's my time, think it's my year, yeah, I really feel it's my time, think it's my year, yeah, I really feel it's my time, think it's my year, yeah, I really feel it's my time, think it's my pen ready. Used to hold myself back, my self-esteem been better. Gotta keep on chugging. Ran through everything in front of me. Might smoke bed in heaven. Got a whole agenda. Can't aspire to get ahead.
How you live the tattooing now? You live with the same effort, or?
I work hard. I think I work harder now than I ever have. Yeah. You know, the more you know, the more you realize you don't know, and the more you want to know. You know. So.
Ya son casi 18 años de carrera. Es un montón, ¿no? Y yo creo que las cosas más difíciles en esta industria, y no solamente esta, en todo aspecto de la vida, no es solo llegar, sino mantenerse. Porque puedes llegar, pero mantener tu carrera es complicado, sobre todo hoy día. Y recuerdo que el Venetian Tattoo Gathering fue como un empujón muy importante, porque yo vivía en Venezuela. En ese entonces, obviamente, Venezuela, o sea, no era tanto como hoy día con el social media, es muy fácil llegar a todo el mundo. En ese entonces recuerdo que cuando ganó el premio, que por cierto se ganó el premio allí, eso fue internacionalmente, fue en revistas, en convenciones, hizo mucho ruido y eso me abrió las puertas, recibí invitaciones a otros eventos y todo, y ahora fue fue increíble, de verdad que mi vida, o sea, después de ese evento fue un plus muy importante en mi carrera, de verdad che sì.
Diciamo che sì, io quando tatuo sono immerso in un mondo che comunque è tutto mio, per cui è innegabile che per me sia sempre una grande emozione.
Well, it's passion still. We still got the passion.
You gotta enjoy it, man. You know, we're very lucky to have this thing, and we were very lucky to get into it when we did. You know, I think it'd be very hard to start being a tattooer in this day and age with
Oh, absolutely.
10 zillion tattooers, but I feel blessed that we have had so many good years in this game, you know, and like you said, we still love it, man. We wouldn't trade it for nothing.
Yeah.
To be honest, I like the balance, you know, the tattooing, at the same time have enough time to painting and create. So, you know, depend of the period, you know, depend of the epoch, you know. Sometimes you can have much more time for tattooing, sometimes more for like drawing and painting. So, you know, depend, you know.
I do for my best to be whatever lead me to be there, you know, and I didn't know I become like doing judge stuff like, oh, okay, and I didn't know I had a brand test, you know, that's just happened to be, you know, that I took as an opportunity, you know, and grow with everybody. The young generation, I love it, and we have to teach or tell for like it's nothing new in this world. It's already here, you know, and now it's new things. Old school is a new thing. It's keep traditional going, you know, and I love to carry on that. Something we can never forget, old traditional, you know, like they try to do new thing. It's not just tattooing too, but like no such a thing. So, yes.
When I started this project with the sculptures and all the characters of the animation with the Orimono's tattoos, it was really an experiment about it, but that became really huge. Got a little of art interesting about the tattoo world through that stuff, because it's a movement into the culture, you know. People are reflecting in the tattoo because the idea is like we basically are the same when we was kids, but with tattoos it's a rite of passage. So yeah, we grow up. This is the jog of the stuff. Now I start to be more into the art, and people for galleries and stuff start to interesting. So I start to jump in this world now, but I need to keep it tattooing. Though my next experience they're gonna be in the art shows, doing tattoos with all the stuff around. So bring the culture of tattoo in another world. Basically, what I'm doing now.
我喜欢纹身这个工作，因为这是我的兴趣。然后当我一直想要去做跟别人不一样的，但是我的工作其实是受到飞利浦的影响很多，因为我每次看到他的工作，就带给我很大的一个那个动力啊。当我开始接受到每一个新的一个客人一个项目的话，我会用尽我所有的一个精神去思考，我怎么样去做一个跟别人不一样的一个作品出来啊。That's right， 就是我喜欢纹身，我喜欢我的工作是跟别人不一样的，我喜欢这个工作带给我一个生活的一个乐趣，一个动力，然后也可以讲说所有的一个生活，就是我所有的生活都是在纹身，离不开纹身这个工作，所以我很享受在这个工作里面。然后借着这个工作，我可以来到整个世界去参加，去认识很多朋友，去接触喜爱这个工作的一些艺术家，所以。That's why I like tattoo.
It looks like different styles, different like, you know, kind of tattoo art is different. I mean, everything is different. If you compare, for example, like the tattoo art in Lamb style, like 93, and now it's like, you know, of course, like so different, yeah. It's like, you know, 3 decades, finally it's like 32 years, you know.
Of course. Ma negli anni 90 quello che c'era in più era una magia di qualcosa che non sapevamo. Io ero contento di sbagliare. A me piace tatuare come il primo giorno, mi piace quello che faccio non sento la pesantezza di un lavoro, ma solo l'amore di una passione, fatta ovviamente con professionalità, con serietà, però ecco, diciamo che quando sono immerso nel tatuaggio è un po' come io stessi sognando, mi isolo, no? Faccio un po' le mie cose, quindi direi che per quanto mi riguarda sì, c'è sempre una grande passione, sono sempre trasportato da un grande amore.
How is the culture of tattooing in America, and then you see some different from Europe?
Oh, sí, muy diferente. Por ejemplo, algo que me he dado cuenta es como, ¿cómo te podría decir? El cliente americano o el estilo americano se enfoca mucho en el detalle, que te tomes tu tiempo, puedes hacer varias sesiones tranquilamente. Creo que en Europa son un poco más como resolver de una vez el tatuaje lo más rápido. Creo que también porque hay que estar viajando mucho los artistas o los clientes. Pero por lo menos en Nueva York yo no tengo problema con eso con mis clientes. Vienen varias veces al estudio. Si no termino el tatuaje lo termino en otra sesión con eso. Y también el estilo, mucho black and gray también. Por lo menos el estilo que yo hago, tengo mucha clientela.
Do you see the culture of tattooing so much different between USA and Europe? Or it's quite the same, just different people?
I think there's more camaraderie in Europe than in the USA.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't been over there for a long time, but I think that I could see easily, but I think also like the kind of designs that are popular and stuff, it seems to be a global thing these days.
Yeah.
Just
the
through the internet.
spreads around the globe.
It's not really kind of localized in different countries anymore. It's a kind of, you know, it's what's happening on the whole globus.
Yes, of course. Do you still love this world since the beginning?
This world?
The tattoo world.
How can I hate? You know, if it's a good thing to be like, of course we have to, doesn't matter for like good or bad, we have to keep loving it. You know, just like a relationship. We cannot already expect for greater time. You know, we have to make it better. If something we find for not right, we have to work out to get the grow together. Sometimes leave it, step out it for those, because that's not easy things to do. It's easy things to just leave it, but no, face it and just create or break through the problem. You know, sometimes quick solution, or sometimes lifetime to be get better.
Hey, stand up guy, boom, 10 toes. Big body pull up in a Range Rover. I can change the whole game when I say so. I pull up, shut it down, yeah, they know. Running this game ain't a thing for me. I never switched up, no change in me. The only thing changing this season, you go against me, then you know that you tweaking, okay? Cause baby, I'm him, I be on 10. Two-stepping in the party, I do not dance. Watch how I move.
There is something that you can recommend to the new generation to make it.
Take your time. Take your time. You know, there's so many people that are rushing into tattooing and choosing a certain genre that they want to do from the get-go. You know, tattooing has so much to offer as far as different expressions and cultures and things. You know, do as many as you can and use that to reflect on what you want to do. You know, to make your own style. Don't choose too early because it has a lot to offer. You know.
Con le conoscenze che ci sono oggi e con la voglia anche di fare bene, ci sono dei ragazzi giovani molto bravi. Io ho visto una grande qualità, ovviamente, una gran voglia. Io potrei consigliarli solo: cercate il vostro io. È inutile che io copio un altro perché quella cosa lì è figa e divento famoso, divento bravo. Non è così, secondo me.
Mira, yo creo que una cosa que yo he logrado tengo mucho tiempo tatuando y yo tengo todavía mucha clientela. Entonces yo creo que es importante actualizarse, siempre estar viendo qué está pasando. A mí me gusta mucho ver qué está pasando, por ejemplo ahorita con la inteligencia artificial. Yo creo que es importante entender qué es lo que está pasando, sobre también con las redes sociales, el mundo del tatuaje, y a mí me gusta siempre estar ahí como pendiente de qué pasa en todo ese ámbito, porque es la única forma de mantenerte. Y otra cosa, si estás comenzando, para mí es importante dibujar, diseñar, de verdad hacer lo que te gusta, que te apasiona, practicar mucho, porque es bueno estudiar mucho también, pero la práctica te ayuda también mucho, mirar muchos artistas, cómo lo hacen primero, ir a convenciones, mirar artistas, ir a un estudio de tatuajes si te lo permite, y también mirar cómo lo hacen, porque yo creo que es la forma más fácil de aprender. Ahorita hay muchos cursos online, pero quando tu ves a alguien en vivo aprendes mucho más.
E secondo me, come dico sempre, un ragazzo che si approccia a questo lavoro deve prima essere una grande persona, avere un grande rispetto, poi dopo si può diventare anche buoni tatuatori. Però per me, magari ecco, non è un pensiero comune, per me l'importante è avere davanti una grande persona.
Avocado and toast, leather seats, jet plane, always ready to go. Catch a suntan on the roof of the yacht, penthouse elevator, take us up to the top. In my sweaty jacket, always bringing the magic. I got the top pulled down in my automatic. You know my everyday life may sound dramatic, but when you got it like this, gotta make it a habit.
If you have to say something to the young Yomiko in the beginning of the career,
Wow.
what you will say?
You know, para mí, yo creo que yo le diría que todo lo que yo hice, igual. Porque creo que hasta los errores, todos los errores que uno comete, te enseñan. O sea, los fracasos te enseñan, las cosas malas te enseñan, los errores te enseñan. Y creo que en la vida no todo tiene que ser feliz. Creo que en el momento cuando tienes bajones es cuando más aprendes. Aprendes más cuando en los malos momentos, aprendes más en las decepciones, aprendes más de los errores que de los triunfos. Porque el triunfo te llega y wow, estás feliz, pasó. Pero cuando te pasa algo que te afecta, te pone a pensar mucho más en cómo recuperarlo, cómo arreglarlo. Y creo que si el día de mañana tengo que hablar con mi yo joven, le diría, mira, lo mismo que hiciste, continúa, porque creo que hasta los errores siempre hay que aprender.
If I chose only one thing, I probably couldn't say it on camera, you know. But
try.
I'd rather not. But I mean, if it's something else, then I'd probably say just, you know, just be more, you know, pay more attention to your family, to, you know, your loved ones, because it's not all about work. You have to have a balance. And right now, it is about work, you know, so I don't suffer, it's my family that suffers, you know, so that's the hardest part. There's truly no balance, you know. Some people have it, some people understand it, and I don't. Maybe one day I will, but by that time it'll be too late anyway. So that's the only thing that I would change if I could, but now I'm in it so far that I can fix it, I can do that, but it takes time to fix that kind of stuff. So that's the only thing, you know. It's not about tattooing, like it is, but more about your loved ones for sure. So that's really it.
I mean, the truth of it is, I think if I spoke to my younger self, I'm not gonna listen anyway.
Yeah.
I'm gonna fucking do what I like. I'm gonna do my own thing. So it's pointless.
I would say we did
Just
pretty
fucking leave me
good.
be.
We did pretty good too. Yeah.
Don't give up. You know, like give up or like easy things to do. Not to try to like, I believe for like first person to listening of me, whatever make a decision. So I try to tell to myself positive. Even negative thoughts come up, I just try to beat it. It's not easy, but just keep trying. Yeah, it works. It works.
I mean, I don't know, just try to be yourself, you know, don't look like, you know, like suggestions of other people, just to try to find your own style and just have fun, you know, that's it.
I don't know. I really don't know. That there's so many variables to that, you know. I guess, you know, yeah, don't quit trying. You know, it gets frustrating when you fumble so many times that once you finally get things right, You know, it's a great feeling, you know, and it's very discouraging when you first start tattooing, like nothing seems like it's going right, but once everything starts to click a bit for you, it's very rewarding. All the trials and errors before come to fruition, you know, so.
就像我当初一样，如果说你刚接触这个行业的时候，其实我认为你不用想太多事情，只要专心的去研究这个。比如说画图也好，或者是你喜欢一个日本风格，或者是其他一个风格，你只要专心的做一门研究，专心的去画一个风格的图就好了。当然一开始是非常非常的困难你可能有很多工作你没有办法去接到，可是到后来的时候，你会发现说，你会有更多时间去把一项的一个风格把它做得很好，研究得很彻底。所以说，我认为只要你喜欢，你就一直走下去不要放弃。
Don't be afraid to try a little bit of everything, you know, just to branch out and like try a little bit of everything, just to get your skills honed before you start specializing. And, I mean, we tattooed everything when we first started. That was how you made your bread and butter. It wasn't really like just specializing in one particular route. Yeah,
right.
I think so. And like, but stay humble, you know?
Yeah.
As Terry Tweed said, it's only a tattoo, you know?
Yeah, you ain't curing cancer, man. You're drawing little pictures on people.
Yeah.
I am where I want to be. And I wouldn't say anything special to my younger self. It's just doing fine. Maybe, you know, try to hit more chicks.
I don't know, you know, because I kind of I went and did everything that I wanted to do. I went on tour, traveled around the world, just grab every opportunity that you get given and go for it. Yeah, I feel like I did that, but I definitely would, I think that would be the advice I give to myself.
Yeah, I would say to be more focused on a design than on a technique. Because the first come design, and technique you can always learn, but design is a little bit more like a complicated thing. So first think about what you want to do, and then how. Yeah.
Tutti hanno qualcosa da dire e se ti metti con dedizione e trovi il modo di comunicare con la tua arte qualcosa, assolutamente troverai il tuo spazio, per quanto possa essere molto difficile, perché è un mondo molto competitivo, che se è vero che siamo tutti artisti, ma tutti siamo molto competitivi, però c'è anche tanto buono e le persone buone ci sono che ti aiuteranno a crescere, quindi l'unica cosa che posso dire al mio giovane me è il fatto di non lasciare mai la determinazione che ha, perché pagherà alla fine.
That should be easy. Never ask before giving, and be sure to give in a lot, and you can ask whatever you want.
Double XL up in the pen, you can't shake that. All the way gassed up, full tank, man. Moving too quick, keep the cameras in the playback.
And if I ask you the things that makes Bill in the tattoo.
I mean, like every artist, there's a lot of insecurity, there's a lot of anxiety about being good, doing a good tattoo, making sure it looks all right, but you're only as good as your last tattoo, right? If you do a good tattoo, and then you do a bad one, then that's how good you are. You know, everyone has to be great. Everyone is not great. Everyone is good. Maybe have a great one here and there, but that's the pursuit of course, perfection, which does not exist. But so that's what I try and do. I try and find it somewhere, but it's impossible. But again, it's about and not being 100% better, just being 1% better, you know? So I try that on a daily basis, every single day, you know?
Well, it's hard to don't be reflecting on that question. Like, I can say, to be honest with myself. Basically, you know, it's like, I love that stuff. I really love it. Yes. No, I am, yeah. I think for reduce that stuff, virtue, la virtud, to do something like is plus for me and for everyone that I know and I love it.
The most important thing for me is the connection that I have with the client. So I really want to tell the client story. I want them to bring their ideas to me so that I can help them to express their unique personality through their art. And that's what I like to do.
No sé, es difícil, ¿no? Porque tendría que preguntarle a los que me ven desde afuera, porque al final yo sigo siendo lo que soy, ¿no? Yo soy una persona que me gusta estar, no me gusta tener problemas, estoy como tranquilo y enfocado en mi carrera, y creo que el amor y la pasión que tengo a lo que hago, o sea, yo creo que eso va por encima de todo, porque es que es lo único que aprendí a hacer, es lo único que quiero hacer, no quiero hacer otra cosa, y creo que de ahí me he agarrado para decir, ok, si voy a hacer esto tengo que hacerlo bien, y la manera también creo que la empatía con los demás, la empatía con el que está comenzando, la empatía con la persona que te rodea es súper importante. No sabría decirte yo porque es como raro hablar en primera persona, pero sí puedo decirte que creo que la empatía es súper importante y entender que los procesos son importantes y que todo lo que sube baja y que el problema no es bajar sino cómo bajar. Entonces creo que yo estoy bien con lo que he hecho y creo que la vida y el trabajo, pues estoy feliz con todo lo que ha pasado en mi vida, la verdad.
Now allow me to reintroduce myself. They call me J-O-N to the easy E-N. Know that we undefeated, y'all are beneath them speeches trying to air a grievance. But his lines are overhead, better check the air for clearance. Call the tower, this is ours, clear the heat, the air apparent. Really I've never been better. Legacy, this is forever. All the more times I've been severed, I'm raising the bar, you can go ahead and measure. Think about time for a toast. Time that we welcome to go.
Beh, ho fatto tanto per 3 giorni, diciamo. Veramente è stato faticoso, però sono contento, sono contentissimo, veramente.
Madonna, il risultato è spettacolare, lo stavamo vedendo prima dal mega schermo, sì. E i contrasti erano perfetti, cazzo, con gli
Grazie mille.
Com'è vincere una delle convention più importanti del mondo? Cioè,
non emozionante, di più direi, veramente più che emozionante. Veramente ho avuto una pressione fino all'ultimo lì a guardare da sotto lo stage, incredibile, sono non contento di più veramente.
È il secondo anno che partecipi?
Secondo anno di fila, sì.
L'anno scorso hai vinto il terzo?
L'anno scorso ho vinto il terzo posto e quest'anno il primo. Quindi...
Madonna, sì. Non è da tutti riuscire a vincere 2 premi in 2 anni di fila. Ma come l'hai vissuta? Confronto magari ad altri eventi simili?
Secondo me questo è il migliore evento al mondo. Ho fatto diverse convention in giro per il mondo, ma un evento come questo, dall'organizzazione, al location, agli artisti che ci sono, è qualcosa di incredibile. Non ho mai visto un evento come questo, quindi per questo vincere il primo posto qua è
bueno, sì, me lo chiamerai Olaf, lo colorirai come Olaf.
Mettiamo anche questo.
Sicuramente si divertirà a giocarci sperando che sia un suo amico.
Grande,
grazie
per piacere.
Grazie mille.
The red sun rose this morning. Dark skies pronounce your warning. Nowhere to run, nowhere to hide.
La disciplina, la constancia son factores fundamentales porque el día a día se construye con un paso, ¿no? Tú cada día cuenta. A veces uno, como todo, yo soy artista y a veces digo, I'm tired, I wanna take my break, but a veces como que no, let's go, you know, because you never know what's gonna happen tomorrow. So, yo no sé, y te lo digo por experiencia propia, he perdido muchos amigos que han muerto muy rápido. Y yo digo, yo no sé qué pasa mañana. I don't know, maybe it's my turn tomorrow. Pero hoy yo quiero seguir haciendo lo mejor que puedo hacer. Y creo que esta experiencia y la manera en que veo la forma de ver la vida me ha ayudado a entender de que hay que hacer las cosas hoy, ya. Tiene que ser hoy en el presente, porque mañana no sabemos. Y de esta manera me ha ayudado a que mi carrera, no solamente tatuando, porque así, ok, o sea, yo tengo ya 40 años. 10 años más puedo seguir trabajando de esta manera, entonces tengo que ir construyendo ahora para ya en un futuro de tener algo sólido como Yomiko y que el día de mañana cualquier cosa que yo pueda hacer pues pueda servirme de base. Entonces creo que a todo el que me está viendo, los artistas que están empezando en esta carrera, es una carrera larga, no es fácil, pero es una carrera muy hermosa y que es del día a día. O sea, cada día cuenta. No crean que ya porque llegaron o que hay muchos seguidores o lo que sea. No, o sea, todo continúa y es una carrera que nunca para, es como una utopía. O sea, el tattoo artist nunca para, nunca debe parar. Y creo que eso es lo que yo siempre he pensado y siempre creo que es posible. Cualquier artista que esté donde esté, es posible. Solo que hay que trabajar mucho y mucha disciplina.